all, dear my students. I hope you all are safe at your home and you are taking care of yourself and your family. So, welcome to our school Suman Ramesh Tulsiani International School Khamshet. Today's our subject is EVS Part 1. Okay, so in that today we are going to start chapter number 4, that is the water safe for drinking. So let us start with our chapter. So this is the picture whatever we are drinking. So is that water is safe for drinking? So let us try this. So what you have to do? You have to take one glass half full of water and add a spoonful of sugar to it. And what should you have to do? You have to stir it with a spoon. What should you have to do? You have to take a glass of water and you have to add some sugar into it. So what you will see? You will get the sugar solution. Am I right? What you will get? You will get a sugar solution of water. So you have to do this activity at your home. So repeat this experiment with each of the following. Same as a sugar, what should you have to do? You have to repeat that experiment. What you have did? You have taken glass of water, you have added sugar, same as now you have to clean that water glass of water, and you have to do that same experiment by using the following contents. Okay, so instead of sugar, what should you have to take? You have to take common salt, add water into it and stir it well. Same as next time you have to take a honey, add water into it and then stir it well. Same as washing soda, then you have to use powdered alum, then sand, wheat flour, sawdust, turmeric powder and oil. So you have to do all these activities at your home. So what do you see? You will see that sugar, salt, washing soda and alum are all disappear in the water. Means what will happen? As a sugar we added to the water, it dissolves into it. Am I right? Same salt will dissolve into it. Washing soda also dissolve into it. Alum also dissolves into it. Alum means a powdered, means whatever we are using to purify our water, that is the alum powder. Okay, they all dissolve completely in water. But what will happen about sand, sawdust, turmeric powder and oil? They will not dissolve into the water. Understood? What will dissolve? What will dissolve into the water? Sugar, salt, washing soda, alum will disappear into the water. It means they dissolve completely in the water. But sand, sawdust, turmeric powder, oil, they do not dissolve. Understood? So what does this tell us? So by using this experiment, what we will conclude? What will be result? Some substances, as we have seen, some substances dissolve in water, but while some substances do not dissolve in water. Understood about it? So some substances dissolve in water while some substances do not. Okay. So what we observe, the substance that dissolve in water spreads throughout the water. When salt dissolves in water, the water in the container tastes salty. When sugar dissolves, the water tastes sweet. Means when we added salt, our water solution become salty. When we added sugar into the water, our water solution become sweet. Okay. So a new term, whatever that when we added water and salt, whatever solution we get, what does it mean? A new term, solution. When a substance dissolves in water, a mixture of that substance and water is formed. When we added salt to the water, we get a mixture. This mixture is called the solution of that substance. So what is it called? It is called as a solution of that substance. So if I am using the what common salt, if I am using the common salt and if I added that into the water, that will be a salt solution. Okay, if I am using sugar and if I added it into the water, so what will be that? It will be a sugar solution. And about what salt, it is a salt solution. Sorry, I forgot to tell that when we added salt, it is a salt solution, and when we added sugar, that will be a sugar solution. Understood about solution? So remember this term carefully. When a substance dissolves in water, a mixture of that substance and water is formed. This mixture is called the solution of that substance. Understood? So next, have you seen this picture where we have seen into the hospital? Correct. So if someone gets a loose motion, we give them solution of salt and sugar to drink. Generally what we do when someone gets loose motion, we give some solution of salt, water and sugar to them. Am I right? This solution is called ORS. What is it called? ORS, and full form of the ORS is a oral rehydration solution. Due to loose motion, what happened? Hydration of the body has happened. Hydration means water from our body gets decreases. Okay, hydration, what happened? Hydration, water from the body gets decreases. So rehydration, to do the rehydration, what we do? We take a solution of salt and sugar. So this solution is called ORS, and or the full form of ORS is a oral rehydration solution. Understood? A patient in a hospital is sometimes put on saline, that is on a solution of salt in water. Sometimes other medicines also be given through saline. Sometimes what happen, if we are admitted into the hospital, some injections, some medicines also given us through the solution. These are the examples of useful solution. These all are useful solutions to us. Okay. Do you know sea water is salty to taste because it is nothing but a solution of salt that occurs naturally. We cannot use sea water for drinking. Can we use sea water for drinking? Of course not. So sea water is a salty to taste, that's why we cannot use sea water for drinking. Understood? Next, why is that so? Water of a different wells may have a different taste. We can see that if we are going somewhere, so we feel that water from the different places has a different taste. Some substances from the ground dissolve in the water, they give a taste to the well water. Understood? Why that we feel that different tastes? Due to the some substances from the ground dissolve into that water. That's why the taste to the well water may be different. Okay, but if there is nothing dissolved in water, water has no taste. We know that water is a colorless, odorless and tasteless. If there is nothing dissolved in water, that water has no taste. When we activity you have to do, when we remove the lid of a soda water bottle, bubbles fizz out of it. To make soda water, a gas called carbon dioxide is dissolved in water under pressure. Means whenever we are removing the lid of soda, what is happening? The bubbles fizz out. So how the soda water has formed? It is a gas. To make soda water, a gas called carbon dioxide is dissolved in water under pressure. When the lid is removed, the pressure reduces and the gas bubbles out. So why bubbles out when we remove the lid of soda water bottle? Just because of carbon dioxide is dissolved in that soda water. Understood? So you have to do this at your home. Try this. You just have to take a large container filled with water. Okay, so what should you have to do? In that, collect the following articles to perform this activity. First, what you have to do? You have to take from your compass box. What should you have to take it from your compass box? First one is a plastic ruler, then an eraser, a pencil, a sharpener, a rubber band and the compass. Okay, these materials you just have to collect. So I will tell you for what purposes we are going to use that materials. Okay, from your house what should you have to take? A steel spoon, a plastic spoon, some groundnuts shells, an iron nail, a screw, a coin. You have to collect this from your house. Then from outdoors you have to take some stones, leaves, little twigs. Little twigs means little small thin branch of a tree, okay, and soil. So what should we have to do? Put all these into the water. So all these things you have to just add into the water. So what will happen then? What do you see? The eraser, sharpener, steel spoon, nail, screw, stones, coin, the compass and soil sink in the water while some things sink in it. Means what will happen? Sink means goes down. Put all these things into the water and see whether each of them sinks or floats. You have to observe that either they are sink means they are go down below the surfaces or they are floating onto the water. So these are the things are sink into the water. Okay. So the things that float are lighter than water. The things that sink are heavier than water. Means these are the things which are heavier than water. So they deep, they sinks, they go down below the surfaces. Now next activity you should do, try this. Take some muddy water in a big beaker. What you have to take? You have to take muddy water in a big beaker. Now allow this beaker to stand still for 4 or 5 hours. You have to keep that beaker as it is for 4 or 5 hours. What do you see? The particles of a soil sink in the water and form a layer or sediment at the bottom. Means what happened? Particles of a soil, whatever particles of soil from that muddy water will settle down and form a layer. Okay, sediments means settle down at the bottom, but twigs and other rubbish float on the water. Means whatever the small thin branches of trees that will be float on that muddy water. It take long time for the sediment to form. Means whatever the layer of soil is forming after 5 to 7 hours, that will take a long time for the sediments to form. So what does this tell us? By this experiment, what we can conclude, what result we get? Particles of a soil are heavier than water. Means whatever time required to settle that soil materials, soil from the muddy water, it require long time. Am I right? So particles of a soil are heavier than water, but because they are very small, they take a long time to settle to the bottom of the water. Understood why they take the long time to settle to the bottom of the water? They are very small. Leaves, twigs are lighter than water. After some time, the water appears clean and transparent than it was. So here you can observe, as compared to this picture, here we can observe that some of that part of water is become cleaner and transparent. Understand? So what is the process of settling? Settling means the process of allowing heavier particles to settle to the bottom of a still water is called settling. Settling means what? The process of allowing heavier particles, as we have seen, soil particles was heavier, to settle that particles to the bottom of that beaker of a still water, means we are not disturbing that water, still water is called settling. Understood? Thank you. So we will stop here. Thank you everyone.